Jim and Jim, I'd like to ask, maybe not tonight, but at some point, could I get
Big
an
Lord.
exclusive interview with the two of you?
An exclusive interview?
Exclusive interview with the Jim and Jim.
Who's Jimmy here?
I mean, I don't see why
Is
not.
the real question.
I mean, yeah, potentially, yeah.
All right, awesome. I would like to ask one question. What is the best rage bait you two have ever?
Oh boy. Well, we had an encounter with a very interesting individual, and I think we aren't sure to this day if it was rage bait or if it was dead serious. Jim, are you thinking about what I'm thinking about?
Yes, there was a man who claimed LGBTQ was not real. It is a CIA psyop. That's what his booth was about.
And that's good rage bait because you couldn't tell if it was rage bait or not.
Yeah,
Exactly. It sounded more like, from the text of the booth, which was put in a very great way when it comes to rage bait, it sounded like he just hated gay people. But when you started talking about it and all of the conspiracy theories he got into, he believes the Russians landed on the moon first, which was a very interesting claim. And he believes that the LGBTQ community was an official government body started by the CIA to indoctrinate the young white youth into being gay to keep the population down and to turn their attention away from other hot topics during the 1980s.
I'm trying to think about what rage
Well,
bait.
if that's true, I'm still waiting for
Excuse
my
me,
check
Jim.
from
I'm
the
raising my hand
CIA,
real
'cause
quick.
I've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I'ma
saying,
wait.
bro. When your mark reaches an August.
Jim, I'm raising my hand real quick. Let me ask, Jim, have you ever been rage baited yourself?
Back in the day, absolutely. Stuff used to get heated on those Titanfall 2 lobbies. Said some stuff I'm not very proud of. I'm sure we all have. No one has ever lived without being rage baited at least once, whether you realize it or not. It's, the maturity level of being able to realize I've been rage baited and be able to learn and grow from that, and from therefore being able to pinpoint the rage bait. Those who have been rage baited the most successfully are the ones who can pinpoint they're the ones who can pinpoint rage bait when they see it, right? Me and Jim here, we've been playing together a long time. We used to be big players back in the day, back in our days of the league when we used to play together, and since then we've developed a knack for spotting rage bait. We can just see it anywhere, right? And so when it comes to that, it takes being rage baited to learn how to rage bait. You gotta learn from a sensei, if you will, whether it's just being called the N-word 20 times in a COD lobby, or it's actually being meticulously rage baited, second by second. It really takes years of practice and being exposed to it to be a successful rage baiter. And I think Zoe showed a very distinguished and proper form when it comes to winning an argument and rage baiting out there. And I think it was very impressive.
Yeah, Jim, and I don't know if you
Like I
remember
said,
way
as a
back in the
former
day.
Rage baitee myself, the best rage baiters are the biggest rage baitees in their past.
I have a question, Jim. Real quick.
Ooh.
So YouTube can study rage bait. You know all the good methods, right? You know what's good rage bait. Have you two ever rage baited yourself?
Well, back in the day, Jim here actually used to rage bait me in Xbox parties in various games, such as Astroneer, Ark Survival Evolved, Roblox. Jim over here is actually one of the best rage baiters I've ever met. You can ask anyone who knows him. He's actually so good that you will not be able to tell that he is even like trying to rage bait you. He will tell you something like it is the absolute truth, and you will never know. And you won't know that it wasn't his actual opinion until you bring it up again months later.
And then they still don't believe me.
For you guys.
That's crazy.
Jim and Jim.
Well, go ahead.
You guys are the rage bait masters.
Where can you learn the martial arts of rage baiting?
Literally just go into any preferably first-person shooter game that has a global chat feature, such as any Call of Duty game, any like something like Titanfall, like Halo, and just
Counter
talk to
Strike.
people.
Oh, just like
Yep. Oh,
genuinely
yeah, Counter-Strike, yep.
toxic. Just genuinely toxic.
Or
And
Team
yeah, any game
Fortress
with a
2.
toxic environment, you'll be exposed to rage bait.
Ooh.
VR chat's a
I might
pretty
have to go
good
back to
one.
Counter-Strike. Oh no. Ooh, VR chat. Ooh, I'm charging my VR right now. I might do
VR
that later.
chat has the highest
Just go
rage
learn.
bait T per capita of any other game.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
definitely
I'm
true.
trying to learn how to get my rage bait up. Female voice mod. I'm not getting a female voice mod.
Just keep in mind, one of the most popular tactics of rage bait and probably the most effective is gameplay. Just being better at someone than something will get them mad. Like one of the most, easily the best rage bait tactic is just being better than someone at a game. Whether it's winning every single time you 1v1 and then talk crap, um, yeah, that's probably
Oh my
the
God,
most
idea
guaranteed.
just popped into my mind.
What does the rage? Jim, let me ask you a question. What does the rage baiter do when they just decide to put the controller down? Like, how do they? What do they do from there?
You just gotta look for someone who's dumb enough
Great
to not,
starting point.
someone who's immature and dumb enough to not put the controller down or doesn't really have a grasp over their emotions. That's why, unfortunately, one of the most targeted groups of rage bait is either little kids or people with mental illnesses or someone who can be easily offended. Something that there may be a specific word or slur that may get into someone's head. And from the Rage Bait T perspective, it's just about ignoring, those specific words that are dedicated to making them angry and trying to spin back from that. One of the most
Jim,
popular
have you ever witnessed a-
people to rage bait
My
are those in
apologies.
the LGBTQ community because there is a very common word that I will not say that tends to get them mad, right? So if you're someone in the LGBTQ community and you're a rage bait T, you gotta really think about, okay, are they using this word because they actually hate me or because they're just trying to rage bait me, right? And you really got to think about that. They thrive off the reaction. Even if it does get to you, just turn your mic off. That's probably one of the best advice tips I could give to rage baitees. Just don't fall for it. Don't fall for the slur bait. Don't fall for any other form of rage bait, honestly. Because once you can isolate it as rage bait, the rage bait's done. There is nothing more to it. You can't fall for it.
Have you ever? What was the fastest time you've seen somebody got that rage baited?
Fastest time someone got rage baited? That's actually a good one. That might take me a minute to go back. I know I made this one kid cry back in like 2019 because I kept beating him at Titanfall. That was it only took me like 3 rounds and he started getting really mad. There was an old Roblox game I used to play called Bizarre Adventures. Very great game, not really. But I beat this one kid in a 1v1 so bad with a stand that was significantly worse than his, and he got very mad. But on here, while we were actively in the process of gymming, gosh, I don't know.
There was that one. I feel like
there was that one time.
that person at the the booth with a topic relating to a certain country with a blue star in the center of its flag. That one was pretty quick.
Yes.
Like
Yeah, people were flocking to that one. And it got a little heated.
But I have another question. Have you ever rage baited somebody so hard that you generally felt bad for them?
Yes, my partner Jim back here. I remember I
oh god,
threw him in a greenhouse in Ark Survival
I
Evolved,
remember this.
and spawned in gas grenades and kept spawn killing him. I felt pretty bad about that one.
Okay, Jim, I have a question.
The friendship
So-
must
so
be
on the topic-
really, really strong.
Oh, it is.
Yes, we have known each other for a
My
pretty long
apologies.
time.
No, alright, Jim, quick question. On the topic of video games, are you aware of the game Castle Crashers?
I can't
Yeah, I've
say
heard of
I
that one. Yeah,
am.
I've heard of that one.
Alright, so would you say Castle Crashers is a good rage baiting point if you're playing with friends?
I have not played Castle Crashers, although I have heard of it. I'd have to look into the meticulously into the gameplay and kind of the game loop to figure out a method towards rage baiting individuals.
I believe I could provide some input on this. You know,
I
as
can
a
also provide input.
as a former rage baiter myself, Castle Crashers was the go-to way to rage bait my brother back in the day.
Type. I could not.
Mm-hmm.
I was rage baiting myself at my cell time. My older brother was
not like stay away from me because I have phantom sense. I don't.
Jim,
Well,
I
that
think
would've-
we need to
I
go.
think
We
that
probably
kinda-
ought to go find some more rage baiters that need to be presented on the NRBA, National Rage Bait Association. So let's go see if we can't find anyone else who's trying to rage bait here tonight and get themselves some points.
Okay, Jim.
I'm gonna do it, bro.